Joining us now, Texas Congressman Brian Harrison. Congressman, appreciate you being here.
Hey, good morning. Always great to be with you.
All right, sir. So this is actually seems rational. Like, you want to go do what I think is weird things, then we don't want to pay for it. Fair?
Very fair. This should be incredibly uncontroversial. We're calling it the Pay for Your Own Sex Change Act. Just announced it or just filed it a few hours ago here in Texas, because irrespective of how anybody feels about these highly controversial, risky sex change and gender reassignment procedures, it should be uncontroversial that nobody's tax dollars should be forced to pay for it. And by the way, this comes on the heels of the Biden administration saying for the first time, not only are they going to continue to push these risky procedures for children, that's not good enough for them. They now want federal tax money, your tax money, to be used to fund it. States should do more to fight back against this. I've already filed a bill in Texas to outright ban the procedure for anybody under the age of 18. These are kids that we don't let, even buy a beer in the state of Texas. They should not be allowed to have these procedures done to them. But like I said, no matter how anybody feels about the legality of these procedures for adults, we've got to do things like what my bill does, which protects Texans from ever being forced to have their hard-earned tax dollars pay for their neighbor's sex change procedure.
Well, sir, let's talk about the creeping gradualism of this, because, in 2006, if I told you in 1990 that this was actually going to be an issue, you would have been like, no, you were absolutely off your rocker. But in 2006, Joe Biden came out and said, marriage is between a man and a woman. Recently, he just signed this bill last week that, allows all kinds of things, and had crazy, controversial, cross-dressing figures to the White House that are trying to influence children on their private Twitter accounts. What is the end goal here from people that are thinking like, hey, this is a good idea, we're going in the right direction?
Well, it's absolutely not a good idea. We are 100% going in the wrong direction. And this used to be a position that was held on a bipartisan basis. In fact, not even that long ago, in the administration of Democrat President Barack Obama, he declined. He refused to issue through Medicare and Medicaid a national coverage decision that would cover these highly controversial procedures, which, by the way, do not have the robust scientific basis for it that its proponents would have you believe. I mean, we can't lose sight of the fact that there are no approved drugs yet for these sex change procedures that are being used in kids. They're being used off-label by doctors, which, as a matter of law, I'm okay with doctors doing that. Okay, but there's a real problem in pretending that we know the safety and efficacy of these procedures on kids. We don't. They're going to be lifelong patients, and we've got to ban these procedures, at least for kids. And for adults, no tax dollars should be used for it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me, Congressman. I get about 30 seconds left, but the ADHD movement back in the late 90s, early 2000s, where kids were medicated and parents thought they were doing the right thing, but an 8-year-old doesn't jump on the bed because he's got ADD. An 8-year-old jumps on the bed because they're 8. The same thing with the transgender things. Look, a kid will wear his mom's shoes and a girl will wear her dad's boots and things like that. It doesn't mean they want to be the other gender, does it?
Not at all. In fact, I'm only laughing because I actually myself am a father of 4 children, and the oldest is 8. And if I, quote unquote, affirmed every single thing they want to do,
right.
I might be the worst parent in America.
Yeah, exactly. I have 3 myself, and yes, some of the things they come up with are absolutely bananas. Congressman Brian Harrison, we appreciate your steadfast commitment to normal.
Very kind of you. Always great to be with you. Have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, you too, sir.